Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beatrice Ajayi. I'm an artist based in Glasgow in Scotland, and here on my channel I like to share what I get up to in the studio and the different mediums I use, the different subject matters that I cover, and my whole process for running my art business. So if this is your first time, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for doing that. Also, I'd like to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for given me the opportunity to share with more people and helping to expand this channel so that more people can get engaged and learn about their creative journey as well, because I feel we are all creative individuals and we have different spheres of interest when it comes to creativity. Mine is mainly the two-dimensional plane. I love to do paintings and drawings, and sometimes I will dabble in creating items and merchandise that connect with these visions in the two-dimensional perspective. But yeah, so hi and welcome. I haven't been on here for a while showing my face. I have been showing some pre-recorded videos that I had the opportunity to do some many weeks ago and was able to kind of set those up on a schedule so that I could have a little bit of a rest and enjoy doing some other things around the studio. So I have been focusing mainly on sharing my art process, and I want to do more of that. So I'm not saying that that's over, but I wanted to show my face and to just talk about some art perspectives that I've been thinking about recently. As artists here on YouTube and different social media platforms, we're forever trying to think about how we share our work, why we're sharing our work, and how we can get you as an individual out there as well, watching this channel, how to get you to also engage in creativity for yourself. At least that's my aim, because I am truly enjoying being creative, getting to have the space to be creative, and then looking at the side of where there are so many kind of stereotypes to when it comes to creativity. It's like the purpose of it, is it time wasting? Are we being lazy? And all these different things that we can struggle with that will refuse to allow us to become creative, to have that space, to make that space to be creative. And I was thinking about that recently because in my journey currently as well, I do have my artwork in different retail environments, and I am having to be very scheduled and prepared and organized in order to have items available to the public, to clients, to access in those environments. And so I'm having to think as I go along in the most efficient way to work here in the studio. And that is something that has been quite interesting for me, because what I found is a lot of people love my original artwork. And I know that I would love to create prints as well and make that available for people. But I am finding that people are enjoying that aspect of being able to hold in their hands an original piece of artwork. And I think this brings me back to the purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am finding that when the clients are contacting me back after buying the items, buying the art pieces, they are so full of joy, so full of wonder, and they have a story for themselves about what the art means to them. And this is part of why I'm here on this channel. This is part of why I continue to create my art, regardless of all the kind of like things that can stop us from doing these things. And I feel like every single one of us can have opportunity to be creative. And so I'll keep doing what I'm doing, because we have visions in our heads of what it is we want this world to be, what our contribution we want to be. And it's good to dream about these things and then to take tiny steps towards bringing them about as well. So I think my main conversation for this vlog today is to chat about art for myself, from my perspective of how I'm approaching being a creative in the times we're in that self-driven way of being. I guess I could go back to when I did study art down south in Nottingham Trent University. I didn't know what art uni was going to be like. There were actually different kinds of art uni. For those who don't know, when I did my art and design foundation course, that was one thing that my lecturer taught us about, which was so informative. And he said, there are different kinds of art universities. There are different kind of fine art universities as well. So what example would I give in this? There is a traditional based one, which would have focused on painting, would have focused on maybe printmaking or sculpture. And those ones would have a different way of approaching how we work through the whole art experience at university. What I did, because of this discussion with my lecturer at Croydon College, that's where I did my art and design foundation course, he said that there are broad-based fine art degrees, and in the broad-based one, they are more conceptual based. So they are about the narrative, the story behind the artwork. So you would find artists, or students I should say as well, who are artists, working on writing, working on sculptures, working on performance, painting, photography, all the different spheres that I keep talking about within creativity. They would use them all. And it was amazing to see how we could all creatively bring about our visions in so many different ways, in such a variety of ways. And that's the way I always see creativity. As individuals, we have different narratives, different stories in our lives that can help propel us into the vision that we have and what we want to create, or what we want to use to bring about that creativity, to share it with others. Because there's something about being creative that doesn't allow us to keep it in here. It makes us want to bring it out. And if we don't bring it out, it becomes something that is like a sore, a wound that isn't addressed. It can maybe then start to fester, and all sorts of emotional aspects can kick in, which will make life not as fruitful as it can be. So for me, bringing about that vision of what we each have as individuals is really important. I want to be able to stress that consistently on this channel, that being a creative person is part of who we are as human beings. That's just a fact. For me, that is the fact. I can get anybody to sit down with me and I will get something creative out of them. I don't care who it is, right? But the thing is, they have to have the space to be able to relax into that, to allow for that to happen. But every single person can be creative. The other side that I wanted to discuss when it comes to being creative is the competition aspect. A lot of people will say to me consistently, oh, you're an artist. Wow, that's really nice. That's really cool. I myself can't paint anything. I can't draw to save myself. And I'm like, but that's a limitation. Art isn't only one sphere of creativity. There are so many things that we can do. So even if they're saying, oh, I can't draw, first thing is, drawing takes time to learn to wherever you want to get to. Like everything else, you have to take the time to learn how to do something. So it's accessible. It's just that for some reason, people think we have a magic wand and we just tap the canvas with our paintbrush and the artwork appears. Anybody who's ever picked up a paintbrush, which would be everybody, and the first time you try to paint something should understand, obviously, that that's not how it works. But for some reason, once they see your final work and they see you standing there, they just, for some reason, imagine that you just touched the canvas, or you just, spoke and then it just appeared. It's partly part of this because it's the vision inside. But we have to take the space, like this is my studio space. I can close this door and I'm in my own world. We have to take the time to actually allow for that creativity to come out. Everything in this world takes time, and it's the same with being creative, being an artist. Painting something, it doesn't just happen by the pressing a button. It takes time. So there are the stereotypes that people have. There's the competition people have over the different mediums. This medium's better than that medium, and it's just long. It's a long conversation that I feel is irrelevant. For me, I've always seen it that whatever medium I have in my hand, and if I have a vision of something that I want to replicate, I want to bring about, that medium is going to allow me to do it. Nothing can stand in my way. I am passionate about being creative. It's like, it's just oozing out of me that I want to share the vision that I have inside me. And that is part of it, I think, our imagination aspect. would say that a lot of people limit it as children, but I have never stopped using my imagination for like anything. So I love using my imagination. So I want people to be able to use their imaginations. I want people to be able to dream, to have visions of things, and to be able to bring that about, and not to think about competition, not to talk about the stereotypes that people think of artists or people who can't draw, because it's not only about drawing. The house I'm in was created by somebody putting pen to paper. Everything that we're doing, this outfit was designed by someone. It's a vision that someone had and they brought it about. So I am just looking at the different things that can stop you from taking that step into whatever creative interest you have. Today is the day that you leave that doubt and that misconception at the door. The competition side is so vast. It's so vast. And as I said, for me, every tool, I want to be able to use whatever tool is in my hand to create something. And I know that a lot of people have conflicts about the digital world. They don't see it in comparison with the traditional side of things. Or for those who do clay, in between that, if they have air dry clay, there's going to be some kind of competition between actual earth clay. And it's just a long conversation that I don't feel should be something that's going on. Each person should find what it is they love to do and do it. And do it to the best of your ability. Do it with excellence. Do it with joy. Enjoy what you're doing. And the beauty of what it is that you're creating it'll be there for everybody to see. There'll be no doubt that there is some kind of creativity, that there was some messaging that you were supposed to bring about by seeing the result of your work. So it's not to doubt yourself. It's not to feel inferior, or, depending on what medium you're using. It's not to listen about competition. It's not to look at stereotypes. It's just to get on being creative. And that's what I enjoy doing here in my studio, and sharing those processes, sharing those different mediums, as I said at the beginning, with you guys here on my channel. So I really, really enjoy the process of creating. And then there's the financial part of creating. Obviously, all the paints and mediums I use and buy, and substrates, that's the papers and canvases, all cost money. And in this long journey, what I found is I have learned the most efficient way for me to create my artwork. And that is where I am right now. Right now, I am looking through a whole range of different mediums I've worked on in the past, different paintings I've created, and I'm starting to understand what I've always heard of standardizing your sizes so that things are a bit more accessible and you're a bit more efficient in how you run yourself. And if there are commissions where people want a particular size, I will be flexible for that. But standardizing our work helps us for framing, helps us with our presentation. If you are someone who's shipping abroad or locally, you'll be able to understand how you transport your items around. And I want to link into the business and financial side of this. So everything costs money. And we have a thing where we have limited ourselves because of society, that artists, well, it's about starving was not really a qualification, is it? I mean, what's the point? But then we impact the world in such a huge way. So let's just put that aside. But the point is the side of business. I currently, as I said before, mentioned earlier, I'm into retail environments. And as I see my record of my sales, I have to then create items to fill those spaces. So financially, you're having to plan, right? I need to take in more resources. I need to get more substrates. I need to paint more work. I need to kind of see the flow of things as sales are happening. And that will all help you to get yourself organized and not to panic as well. And trying to think of things that you can have as your bread and butter. I've always heard this from when I was a younger business person, of bread and butter items that you can make a lot more efficiently and are selling quite well for you. And so to have that on one side, and then the other side you have the specialist items that might take you longer to make. And if you want to be a bit more efficient with that, like for myself, is to have art prints as well. So I'm trying to have all these areas of accessibility when it comes to my artwork. I'll put in my images onto greeting cards, stickers, magnets, bookmarks, So I'm trying to make things more financially and accessibly efficient for myself in my production. So I just wanted to lighten, the conversation a little bit, to say that being an artist, being a creative person, there are some calculations we have to do if we want to go into business. And it's not to be afraid and fear all of that, because even now for myself, there are still a lot of things that I would like to do but can't do, but I'm planning towards. And at the end of the day, what I'm going to say at the end of this conversation is to enjoy what you are doing. Enjoy what you are doing. It's really important that you do, and that you also share. I think we should share what it is that we do, and we should be brave and strong and do that, because when you do get the voices of encouragement, that helps to boost you along as well. So I say share, and you can share with me as well. You can contact me if you want. If you want any advice, I am here as well, because I've been through the same thing as you. And if you're just a new artist or creative person, there's a lot of things I've learned also on YouTube, where we are right now. It is a library of information, and I've been doing that for years, watching a lot of different artists create their work and enjoyed their sharing so much, because it's just been amazing. So yeah, I wanted to just have a quick chat and to say, hopefully I will get my recordings in place so that I can share more of the art processes. I have got a new microphone. I'm hoping it's working very well on this video, because as I said, as you're sharing with people, there are some key elements that are very important. So my audio, I had to step up and pay for a better audio system, and I'm hoping that that is working right now. So yeah, I will leave it here for today's video, and thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to share a little chat here in the studio, and you can see a little bit of my background here. You can check out other videos I have here on my channel as well if you want to see some of the other stuff I've gotten up to here. And also please do subscribe if you haven't. I want to be a lot more relaxed in how I share my art processes and artwork and discussions here on the channel. I want to be able to figure out a system of teaching tutorials here on the channel as well. So if you have any ideas of anything that you would like me to paint, please do let me know, because then that could kickstart me on ideas, because I want to be here for you as well as for myself. Whatever suggestions you have will push me as well. So I am always open to being creative, because I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm doing all the time, but it's good to sometimes step out of that and challenge myself with somebody else's ideas as well. So let me know what else I could do for you, show you here on the channel. I will show some other snippets of some other things I've been getting up to as I've been going on these past weeks. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I will see you guys next week. Do find time to be creative. I'm hoping I haven't mumbled through this, and but you can get the heart of what it is I'm trying to say. Every single person can be creative. Find that creativity, and it adds to our lives. It's a part of who we are, and when we miss it out, it can really, really upset our balance, I think. I find so much joy in being able to do other things when it comes to with family and friends, and taking a wider scope, because I've had the time for myself. I've had the time to give space for my creativity, which it does so many things for us. So it changes how we'll have relationships and how we'll live life if we allow that room to be inserted, that creative space to be part of our journey. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now. Thanks for coming, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.